The uncouth partner, if that's someone in your relationship, hey, that is uncouth. Is your baby mama uncouth? Is your baby daddy uncouth? Is your husband uncouth? Is it your wife? Is she's uncouth? Do you have someone in a partnership, in a relationship, or in a marriage that is uncouth? This is a sticky conversation. This is a difficult conversation, but perhaps someone that in your relationship could be uncouth, or perhaps you may be the one that is uncouth. So let's take a look at it and see, can we dig down deep and become uncouth to a person that is quote unquote considerate, thoughtful, kind, and respectful. That is the opposite of uncouth. So let's look at the definition of uncouth. The definition of uncouth typically lacks social refinement, good manners, and consideration. They lack social refinement, good manners, and consideration. That is a person that is uncouth. And let's see how that plays itself out. Listen to this right here. Social, public and social, right? This lacks social refinement. Watch this. Embarrassing remarks. An uncouth person have embarrassing remarks. If that's someone in your relationship, someone that you be married, you perhaps are married to, or in a relationship with, or a partnership with, you're in a relationship with this person. You don't really like going out with public with them. You don't really like going, around family and friends with them, because they can say embarrassing remarks. These are things that are social. They can say things that is out and about. You guys are out and about, and they can do things and say things and act ways that can be embarrassing, and this would make them uncouth. It can be the woman, it can be the man, it can be the baby daddy, it could be the baby mama, it could be a partner that you could be with, but someone, right, could be uncouth. Now watch this. Listen to this, y'all. Watch this. Embarrassing remarks. Look, making loud, inappropriate, and cruel jokes. Now we see this a lot, and we know that perhaps some of these people has to be in a relationship. Now we see all these loud mouths, rude and disrespectful people. Not all of these people are single. Not all of them are divorced. Some of these people are in active relationships, but they are uncouth. And you guys have seen it. I've seen it. We've seen it in other people's lives. We've seen it in other people's relationships. We've seen it even in our own family. Loud mouths, right? Okay. Rude, right? Embarrassing things they do. Okay. Uncouth. Let me check this out. This is some of the things this is a difficult conversation. So I'm thinking about things I've seen in my own life, things I've seen in other people's relationships and marriage. One of the things that I saw, uncouth man, this man was uncouth. He was married, had a nice wife, but he was uncouth. This man used to pass gas in public around people. He wouldn't excuse himself, or he wouldn't go somewhere and do what, pass his gas, but he would just do it. And it can be very embarrassing. We would laugh, okay, and then obviously get away from the guy because it's a bad smell, but extremely embarrassing to his wife. That is a rude, disrespectful, uncouth behavior. What about people that talk loud? You got a wife, you got a husband. So here's his husband, he got a wife, and she's a loud speaker. She talks very loud. And when she talks loud out in public, out in the social realm, guess what? That can be embarrassing to him. And she can be uncouth, because she's speaking in a loud manner when it's not necessary at all to speak with such a loud voice. Okay? Speak with the voice, or speak with a voice depending on the environment. So if the environment is everyone sitting at a table, why are you talking so loud? Is everyone in the same room? Why are you speaking so loud? We can hear you. Now, if you're at a football game or basketball game, obviously you want to speak loud because you want the person to hear you or understand what you're saying. But an uncouth person would speak loud at a social event or at a table or at a room or in a room when it's completely and totally not necessary to have this very loud voice. Uncouth behavior. And that can be embarrassing to your partner. Listen to this one. Poor table manners. Chewing with their mouth open. Wow, an uncouth person chewing with their mouth open. Now, you know that is very, very embarrassing. Chewing with their mouth open. I mean, come on. You got a husband, you got a wife, and we all sitting at the table eating, okay? And if it's at home, you can probably deal with it because you're at home. But if you're going over to family for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, you're going over to spend New Year's with your family. It's an anniversary. It's a birthday. And y'all are out in this social realm. You're out and about, and you're in a social environment. And now you guys go to eat. You're around family. You're around friends. And you're eating with your mouth open, whether it's the husband or wife. That is an uncouth behavior. That can be embarrassing. And it looks obviously absurd, to be honest with you, because it looks embarrassing. Now, what would happen if an uncouth person is eating with their mouth open? What you think is going to happen? Food can fall out of their mouth, fall on the plate, fall on the table. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, isn't it, y'all? Listen to this right here. Poor table manners, chewing with their mouth open. Listen, burping loudly. Now, how many times we've seen that, especially men? Men are synonymous to this. Here they is. They go out with their family. Now they drinking beer. Right? They out with their wife. They may be out with their kids and embarrassing their kids. They drinking a beer or they drinking soda, something that would cause a person to burp. And typically carbonated drinks and typically alcoholic beverage like a beer can cause a person to burp. Okay? So here it is. The wife, she's out with her husband, and he burp. That is uncouth behavior. That is embarrassing to her. It's okay if he did it at home. She may even laugh. But when you do that out among friends and families, that's uncouth behavior, and she's now embarrassed. Lack of good table manners. Right here. Then, check this out right here. Using derogatory language during a formal dinner. Now, how many times have we seen this, y'all? This is the holiday season. We've been spending already Thanksgiving with people. Now, we got to spend Christmas with family and friends, if that's where we're going to go, and most of us do. And now we also have New Year's coming up to do a celebration with them. Now, some people have told you not to come back to their house, but they said it in a nice way. Oh, we just not going to be available. Oh, we won't be here. Oh, y'all can have y'all thing. Do y'all want to come down? No. Do we want you to come? No, they don't even want to be around you. They don't want you to come to their home, and they don't want to go to your home because you probably and more likely have done something that was embarrassing or that is uncouth. It could have been a husband. It could have been a wife. It could have been a baby daddy. It could have been a baby mama. It could have been your partner. It could have been you that have done something uncouth. And now, in a very polite, subtle way, people that you want to visit, people you want to go to Christmas, go to Christmas celebration with, New Year's celebration with, and they are always finding excuses of why not to visit you and why you should not visit them. Why? Look at this right here. You can be saying things that is derogatory, that can be offensive to people. Usually bad language. One of the bad languages is cuss words. Do not use cuss words around your family if at all possible. Just try not to use it. But especially things that is derogatory by saying, my sister or my brother, my mom or my dad, it's just fat. Don't say that, people. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. If you're arguing with your mom, your sister, your brother, your dad, don't say derogatory things about them because you guys are in an argument. Just don't say anything. Okay? But usually derogatory comments is about another person's body or another person's what? Behavior or another person's attitude. And you say these derogatory comments, right? And now, because you're around your wife, you're around your husband, you're around your partner, you are now uncouth because you embarrassed them. Okay? And they're not going to say that you embarrassed them. Okay? Because they don't want to cause an argument between you two. But they'll probably go behind your back and apologize to the person that you made that derogatory comment to, or they apologize to individually saying, oh, don't listen to him. I know he say things that is what? Vain. He say things that is vulgar, and just try not to pay to him. Give him a excuse. Say he's drunk or something, just to get him off the hook or whatever, or get her off the hook, whatever the case may be. But they may go, but your partner that has been embarrassed may go behind your back, okay, and apologize for your uncouth behavior. Now watch this right here. Listen to this. Constant complaining, public arguing with what? With people. Now we see this a lot. Now this is especially women, okay? We see people, now this is not synonymous to women, but we do see that in a relationship, you go out with your spouse, you go out with your baby mama, your baby daddy, you go out with your partner, and every time you go out, they always complaining. They complain about the service, they complain about the food, they complain about the price, they complain about how many people there, they complain about every single thing. And believe me, I have been not in a relationship with someone like that, but I have been around so many people like that. Now, I've dated people like that, but not in a long-term or a marital relationship. But I dated women that were just always complaining. It doesn't matter what restaurant you go to, no matter how good the service is, she complains. And I come to a conclusion, she only doing all this complaining to have an excuse not to tip. I tip all the time. I tip if the service is bad. I tip if the service is good. Doesn't matter to me. If the service is good, I tip more. If the service is bad, I still would tip. But I've been on several relationships. I've been on several dating. I've dated several women. Okay. I have dated several women. I want to say I'm 55. So I say I dated probably about 5 or 6 women that was uncouth. Totally and completely uncouth. Never happy, always complaining, never satisfied. And ain't nothing you can do to make them happy complaining. And they do this in a social what? Environment, in a social setting, in a social realm. And guess what? Now I'm embarrassed. I like, honey, please don't worry about it. It's no big deal. I take care of it. Don't worry about it. And I used to apologize to servants for her uncouth behavior. Look at this right here, y'all. Check this out right here. Now listen, loudly criticizing venues, making everyone else uncomfortable. Loudly. Remember, uncouth people are always loud. What makes a person loud? Excessive voice and tones that does not constitute an argument or an environment of a game or basketball or football game. They just there on a normal environment. You got people around them that's very close to them in a closed environment, like a dinner table, maybe at a bar, or maybe at a social gathering in a basement or in a living room or something where it's not necessary to have all this loud talking. But believe me, I see some loud talkers, especially men. I see some men that has big giant mouths, and I can see their spouses looking at them like, oh God, and this guy. I've seen it a lot, even in my own family. But listen to this, loud and criticizing people in public venues, uncouth behavior. Watch this right here. Listen to this. Undermining you, making fun or belittling you or your achievements. Man, this is very, very touchy, right? Because we have people that is married right now. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe, because you will get more videos that will be coming to you as soon as I upload them. But listen to this. Let's get back to this, right? Watch this. Undermining and belittling their spouse and their achievements. Do not ever do that. Don't do it in private and don't do it in public. If you can't praise them, if you can't honor them, or you can't, just meet them in a sensible way of the things they do or don't do, then just don't say anything at all. But no, uncouth people has a bad habit of belittling their spouse and their achievements. So let's get an example. Here comes a wife. Her husband working 30 years. And on his 30 years, he have moved up, into the company all the way to a very high standard, a very high level, a very high rank, whatever it may be. Now he's retired. And now he get a good pension or a good retirement pension or a good whatever. He's retired. So he have a retirement party. And guess what? Everyone comes, they celebrating his 30 years of retirement. And here comes the wife saying, oh, that wasn't nothing. Everybody does that. Oh, that was no big deal. He had an easy job. Anybody could have did 30 years there. Oh, I mean, it's okay. I'm glad he did retire, and did 30 years. But that's not unusual. That is belittling a person's achievement. You should be with your spouse, praising and honoring them for working one job for 30 years and able to retire and get a pension. Driving that truck for 30 years, being in the military for 30 years, working at this firm for 30 years, working at this company for 30 years, and able to what? Achieve something that good, to achieve what? A pension, to achieve what? Something that most people don't do these days. The average person stay on jobs now just 7 years, and they go to another job and they stay on that 7 years. But you belittling this man, you belittling this woman that been on this one job, this one career, this one what? Military career. They've been with this one firm. They've been with this one company. They've been with this one organization for 30 plus years, 30 years or more. Maybe a police officer, a fireman. Military, we talked about that. Corporate America, been with this company for one company, y'all, for 30 years or more. Now they had a retirement party and you said it's no big deal. You're belittling a major accomplishment. Don't do that, because men do that to their wives and wives do it to their what? Husband. And if you done that, please apologize to your husband or wife. And if something like that coming up, don't be uncouth. Don't do that. Praise them no matter what. Praise your husband, praise your wife at all times in front of everyone. Give them the honor and give them what they rightfully deserve. Now we know when it comes to baby mamas and daddies, baby mamas love to belittle the baby daddy. We see that a lot. And when it comes to partnership, a man and a woman got these businesses. They are landlords. They have small, medium, large businesses. They have big bank accounts with stocks and bonds and all these things they created together as a partnership. And the man belittles a woman as like she doesn't do anything. And the woman belittles a man as he doesn't do anything. And that they could have did that all by themselves. That's hogwash, and you guys know it. You're belittling the accomplishments of the partnership from your spouse or from your partner, whoever it may be. You're belittling them. Without them, you probably couldn't have had this business. Without them, you probably wouldn't have all these stocks and bonds. Without them, you wouldn't be a landlord and have these properties and Airbnbs and Virgos or whatever. You wouldn't have none of that. But you belittle their accomplishments in your partnership, as if they wasn't part of the partnership, you would have done it anyway. So be careful not to do what? Belittle one another. Do not belittle people's opinions. Now, we see that a lot, especially men. Men does this. They belittle their wives' opinions. They belittle their baby mama's opinion. They belittle their partner's opinion. They have opinion, and they put their opinion out there, And then they say, oh, who, you can't come up with anything better. They put that, and then, and the sad thing about it, you ask for their opinion. And then as soon as they give you their opinion, you belittle it. Okay? So whatever you do, don't do that. Okay? But that is very common of men belittling their wives, their baby mama, or their partners, what? Opinions. Don't belittle anyone's opinion because it is their opinion. It's just an opinion. That's all it is. Look at this right here. And listen, they're belittling their what? Appearance in front of other people. Don't do that. Wives is often doing that. They'll belittle their husband, but they'll belittle their baby daddy. They'll belittle their partners. What? Appearance in front of other people. Man, you should have wrote something better than that. Oh, you look sloppy. You should have, I don't like the way your hair is. Your hair, you should have got a better haircut. Here come men belittling their wife. Well, you need to lose some more weight because you really got out of shape since we've been married. You belittling your spouse, your partner, appearance. Don't do that. Now, this is something that you don't want to do also in private. Don't do it in public and you don't do it in private. I know we get away with a lot of things in private. Okay, we do get away a lot of things with our spouse in private. But I'm here to tell you, don't belittle your what? Spouse, neither in private or in public, especially when it comes to their what? Appearance. Because that could be offensive to people, especially women. It can be offensive to men because men probably don't take as much pride, especially if you've got a roughneck man. And he spent a lot of his time building business and working on cars and as a carpenter, building homes, doing all these things. He doesn't put a lot of pride. He don't put a lot of care in his personal appearance. Don't belittle that. What you would do is say, babe, I want you to wear this. Keep his clothes real clean and neat. Keep them ironed. You know, baby, keep his clothes smelling good. You say, baby, you can help him instead of belittling him. You can help him with his appearance instead of belittling his appearance. You can make sure his clothes are ironed. You can make sure his clothes is clean. You can make sure his clothes fit him appropriately. And then what? Then belittling him. Okay? If your husband right there, if he's a sloppy dresser, he's a person who don't put a lot of pride in his dress, okay, all you got to do is just say, baby, I want you to wear this. Go and buy clothes and just tell, because he's going to put it on. You go and buy him a nice suit, he's going to wear it to church. You go and buy him a nice outfit, he's going to wear it what? He's going to wear it out. You GQ him, he's going to wear it in public with you. So instead of belittling him, go and just buy the stuff for it. And say, look, I had this custom made just for you. Wear this. He said, okay. Because men is easy to deal with when it comes to dressing. When it comes to appearance, they really easy to deal with. Okay? However, some men may argue with you about their hair. They don't want to get their hair cut this way. They don't want to get their hair cut that way. But at least they're getting it cut, women. And so just ask them, say, hey, I know you like your hair this way, but at least try to trim it this way so it don't look so wild and bushy. Be nice and be subtle so that you don't hurt each other's opinion. So if you do all these things right here, I got news for you. You're uncouth. Now watch this right here. Let's look at this one. Not acknowledging or greeting hosts, interrupting conversations repeatedly, and dominating the discussions inappropriately. We see that a lot from men and women. We see that a lot in all types of relationships. And typically when we see that, these can be habits, okay, that a person have, and little do they know, they're uncouth. So if you got a husband, if you got a wife, or perhaps it's you, and look, you love to dominate the conversation. You love for everybody to hear you talk. You love to what? You love to interrupt people when it's not your time to speak. You love to dominate conversations when you're not letting anybody else say anything or come in, or you're talking way too much. You may be uncouth. It could be the wife, it could be the husband. You're uncouth. Be considerate, people. Think about what you're doing, especially when you're around your mate, you're around your husband, you're around your wife, you're around your baby mama, you're around your baby daddy, you're around your partner. You guys are out in a social setting. Do not embarrass them. Please don't do that, because a lot of us is guilty of this one, especially this one down here, dominating conversations and interrupting what? Conversation, so you can get in and say your nonsense. You can get in and speak loudly. You can get in and talk and won't shut up. You can get in and just keep saying things and keep saying things and keep saying things. As soon as someone else says something, you interrupt them. Do not do that, because if you do it, you are what? Uncouth. Be aware of your environment. Be aware of who you are, husband and wife. Don't get caught up in a situation where you're embarrassing your spouse, you're embarrassing your baby mama, you're embarrassing your baby daddy, you're embarrassing your partner with an uncouth behavior. Be careful with that, please. Let's look at the next one right here. Look at this one right here. It says lack of respect or consideration. We do see that a lot in relationships. Watch this right here. Dismissive, rolling their eyes, sighing heavily, or sarcastic what? Remarks, dismissing your thoughts, feelings when you express them. Now we see that a lot. When a man gives his opinion or he says something, when he expressing himself to a wife, and she just roll her eyes like, man, you're just dumb and stupid. Because when you roll your eyes like that, that's basically what you're saying to your spouse. What are you talking about? That was stupid. That was dumb. I didn't like that. You roll your eyes, but you don't say it that way. You did it in a nonverbal communication. You just roll your eyes like, oh, man. Even if the person did say something absurd that didn't make any sense, okay? He probably didn't do it intentionally. She probably didn't do it intentionally. So do not dismiss them by rolling your eyes when they're expressing themselves, okay? Because you don't like it, that doesn't mean someone else wouldn't like what they say, okay? So be careful with that, because we see that a lot. Siphoning heavily. We see that a lot. Dude, woman, please. Come on, we siphon. Don't do that. Hear your wife get ready to say something, here's the husband. Okay, because people are watching you. And people, they looking at how you're treating your husband or your wife. And when you do that heavy siphoning, that's a heavy siphoning. Soon as your spouse get up and say something, soon your baby mama, baby daddy get ready to say something, soon your partner get ready to say something, you just do this heavy like, they get ready to act a certain way, you go, you dismiss everything about them, good or bad, you roll your eyes anyway. And we see women do that a lot with their husbands. So be careful with that, y'all. Don't be very dismissive, right, of who they are when they express themselves. Look at this one right here. Violation of privacy and boundaries, going through your phone, emails, and personal belongings without permission. God, how much do we see this? In relationships, we see it all the time. These uncouth husbands, the uncouth wives, the uncouth what? Baby mamas, the uncouth baby daddies, and these uncouth partners do this foolishness all the time. They violate their other people's privacy. Just because it's your husband and wife, they still have their own personality. And because they still have their own personality, they are entitled to some kind of privacy. And you're violating their privacy because you're uncouth. Wives violating their husband's privacy. Husband violating their wife's privacy and breaking down their boundaries that they put up intentionally so they can have at least some kind of privacy. They know that they gave up a lot of privacy when they got married. They know they gave up a lot of privacy in this long-term relationship. They know they gave up a lot of privacy in this partnership. But you guys want to strip, uncouth people want to strip them of every possible privacy they can possibly. They don't want them to have any privacy at all. And this is what they do right here. Listen, going through your spouse's phone without permission. Absurd. Don't do that. If you want to go through each other's phone, fine. You guys should have each other's code, especially when you're married. That's good. But don't do it without privacy. Because now you're showing your uncouth behavior and you're showing the lack of trust and honesty within yourself. Going through their emails, going through their personal belongings, going through a woman's drawer, all up in her emails, going through a man's drawer, all up in his pockets and wallets, going through all their stuff. And you didn't even ask for any type of what? Permission. You just going through it. Uncouth behavior, this is common in marriages. It causes problems. It causes arguments. If you got to keep this foolishness up, it can cause separation and it can cause a divorce. Do not be uncouth by violating each other's privacy and boundaries, because an individual is still an individual, even though he's married. Two shall be one flesh in a marriage, but that person still is one person individually. You're not going to work with him. You're not going to work with her. They're going to work individually by themselves. That's their person. So they do have to have boundaries. Okay, there have to be some kind of boundary and privacy that you must give to them. And you must trust them and they must trust you. Now watch this right here. Look at this. Unilateral decision. Make a major financial, home, family decision without consulting your what? Spouse, without consulting your baby mama, without consulting your baby daddy, without consulting your partner. You're going out there making big decisions. And we see men do this too a lot. Women do it, we both know. Man and woman is guilty of all of these things, but we see men go out there and make big financial decisions and didn't even consult with their wife. Didn't consult with their baby mama. Didn't consult with their partner. They're just out doing things. Big financial decision, like what? Man come home one day and he driving a brand new car. And she's like, where this car come from? I just bought it. Well, you didn't tell me. That's uncouth behavior. That's absurd. Here goes a woman. She's going out here looking to buy a house and didn't even consult her husband that she's going to be buying a house. Oh, I don't need your help. I got enough credit. I don't need your help. I got enough down payment. I don't need your help. I got everything I need to buy this house. He's still your husband. What are you talking about? You don't do that. That's uncouth. You out making major financial decisions, right? Unilaterally, by yourself, on your own, in a long-term relationship, in a partnership, in a marriage, and you making the unilateral big-time decisions without consulting your partner is absurd and it is ridiculous. Watch this. Major financial decision, major family decisions. Here it is. You guys want to go on a vacation, okay? So here's the wife. She does this. She plans a vacation, a cruise, maybe a vacation to Walt Disney, maybe a vacation to New York, maybe a vacation to Los Angeles, maybe a vacation to Las Vegas. Who knows? But she planning this vacation and haven't told her husband anything about it. He's going though, but she already done bought his tickets. She already done booked the hotel. She already know where they're going and haven't even consulted her husband, making major family decisions with children, major family decisions with what? Finances, major family decisions on vacation, major financial decisions when it comes to traveling, when it comes to credit cards, when it comes to debit cards, when it comes to cash, when it comes to savings account, when it comes to stocks and bonds. You do not make these major decisions without consulting your spouse. Please don't do that. Listen to here. What? Don't consult with your spouse when it comes to doing what? Making these big decisions. If you do this though, if you go out there and buy a car, look for a house, buy a house, plan a vacation, move the kids to another school, right? You open up a new credit card, open up a personal loan account. You took money out the savings account. You spent money from the stocks and bonds. You took money out of your Roth IRA. You took money out of your 401k. You took money out of your pension. You did all this stuff and did not consult your spouse. You are uncouth. You did not consult your partner. You are uncouth. You did not consult this long-term relationship between a baby mama and baby daddy. You are uncouth. This is going to lead to a divorce. I guarantee you. This is going to lead to a separation. I guarantee you. Don't do this because someone's going to be angry if you do. It's uncouth behavior. Don't do that. Now watch this. We're getting down here. The lack of appreciation. We've seen it already. People don't thank each other. Just because you're married, you should say, thank you. Baby, could you get my shoes for me? She bring the shoes. Thank you, sweetheart. Honey, could you wash your car? He goes and wash your car, clean it out. You say, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Be thankful to one another at all things. In all things, be thankful to the husband. Be thankful to the wife. People want to feel thanked. They want to feel like that you appreciated what they did. They want you to thank them even though they don't say it, even though they don't ask for it. It would be nice for you at least sometime to say, thank you, baby, I love you. Thank you, baby, for washing the car. Thank you, sweetheart, for cooking that meal. How you knew that I wanted that meal today. It was my favorite meal you cooked it. I thank you so much. I was thinking about that all week. Thank you. Well, she said, well, I saw you bringing in the ingredients. I kind of figured out this is what you wanted. But she cooked it, and now he's saying thank you. He washed and cleaned her car inside and out, filled it up with gas. Please say thank you, women. Because let me tell you what happened when you thank your husband, thank your baby daddy, you thank your partner, you're thanking them now for washing your car. You're thanking them for filling up with gas, and you're thanking them for cleaning the interior. What would happen if you are very thankful for that? They're going to always do it. Use your mind. Think. They always going to keep that car full of gas. They're always going to keep it clean inside and out because you showing appreciation, gratitude, and thankfulness. Please, y'all, whatever you do, regularly thank each other, regularly appreciate and show appreciation and gratitude towards each other. Think about that, okay? If you don't do that, the man goes and wash your car, fill it up with gas, clean the inside out, all that stuff, and you don't say anything, you don't thank for him, you don't show no gratitude, appreciation, you're uncouth. The wife comes home, she washed the dishes, she vacuumed the floor, she cook a big dinner, you come home, you eat and just go to sleep and don't say anything like, but baby, that was a good meal, thank you. Baby, thanks for cleaning the house. I could have helped you, but I'm too tired. And you just didn't say anything, no type of appreciation at all. You're uncouth. There will be some times where you forget to say it. There will be some times that you feel like you don't have to say it all the time. But if you had half a brain, not a whole brain, a half of it. If you had half a brain, it only takes a minute. Wait a minute, let me take that back. It only takes a second. Thank you, that's 1 second. I appreciate that, that's 1 second. It's not gonna kill you just to say something in 1 or 2 seconds. That appreciation, gratitude, and thankfulness. Think about that. Finally, y'all, communication style, excessive anger and yelling. Here's the people, they have anger problems. They need to go to anger management, but they always yelling. They cannot have a decent conversation with their spouse without yelling. Men are good with that. You're uncouth. When you're yelling at your spouse, what? For no apparent reason whatsoever, you're uncouth. You cannot have a decent conversation without you getting angry and yelling no matter what she say. You're uncouth. She knows you're uncouth and she's sick of it, right? Watch this right here. Listen, resorting to shouting, explosive temperature tantrums, and what? Aggressive language during a what? Routine conversation. Doing something that do not require anger, do not require a tantrum, do not require anger and yelling. But here you is, as usual, angry, yelling, and saying things that is absurd to your spouse, to your partner, to your baby mama, to your baby daddy. You're uncouth. And stop it. Watch this right here. Listen to this. Listen, name calling or insults. We all got caught up in that name calling. Apologize if it slipped out of your mouth. And then say you won't never say it again, and don't. Don't call your spouse out of their names. And men, you're good at that now. Men are famous for that one. Why don't you just do that a lot? But men do. They'll call their wife out of their names, say derogatory things, say inappropriate names, calling them something that they should not call them. You guys know what I'm talking about. You don't do that. When you call your wife these things, You call your baby mama these things. You call your partner these things. You're uncouth. You have to show respect. There's a lot of other words you can use besides derogatory, hateful, and belittling words. Don't call them out of their name. Watch this right here. Listen to this right here. That's that name calling. Look at this. And then this is the worst one of all. The uncouth person. Here they come. All of them are bad, don't get me wrong. But here come this uncouth person. They're uncouth now. And now women are good with this one. They go through the silent treatment. What is the silent treatment? You disagree with your husband. You disagree with your wife. You disagree with your partner. You disagree with your baby mama. You disagree with your baby daddy. And now you don't got nothing to say. All over a disagreement. And some of you women out there is good at that. You go 2, 3, 4 weeks not saying anything to your spouse. That's brutal. It's disrespectful. It's hateful. It's mean-spirited. And it's uncouth. You are uncouth with that silent treatment. Look what it says right here. It says intentionally withdrawing, refusing to communicate, giving the cold shoulder as a form of punishment. Uncouth behavior. Listen, if y'all go through the silent treatment one day, that's okay. Nobody, it's maybe 2 days or 3 days, it'll be fine. You let in the what? You let in the build up, build down. You're trying to cool things off. You're not trying to cause this relationship or this argument to get even as explosive as it already is. So you just don't say anything to each other. But when you start going past 4 days with this silent treatment, it's getting to be ridiculous. When you're in that first week, now you're in the uncouth territory. You're uncouth. Okay? You have to communicate with each other. You have to share your thoughts, whether they're good or bad with each other. You have to communicate in order to save the marriage. Communicate in order to keep you guys from separating. Communicate for healing. Communicate to put everything on the table and end this what? Ridiculous argument. To forgive one another. To forget about the things that happen and move forward. To concentrate on what? The good things. But this silent treatment that you're pulling is going to be devastating to your relationship. It's going to break up your relationship because women is good with this and men is only going to put up with that with so much later. They're only going to put up with that silent treatment garbage for only so long. And now you got this man out here looking for another spouse. Believe me, do not try the silent treatment as a punishment. Because if you do, you're uncouth. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, okay, you may be able to get away with it. But when you get past that, especially that 4th, 5th day and beyond, that's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's meanfulness. It's hatefulness. And you are uncouth spouse, whether it's the man or woman that's pulling off this ridiculous silent treatment as a punishment. Don't use that as a punishment because it really is a punishment when you do that. You hurting the person's feelings. You showing that you don't want to heal. You showing that you don't care. You don't give a rat's whatever. You just don't care with that silent treatment. Don't do that. So let's wrap this up. Don't you be the person, wife. Don't you be the person that is uncouth, husband. Don't fall in these categories because you don't have to. These are all choices. These are all decisions that is individually made by you. So wife, baby mama, partner, if you are the one that is uncouth, I hope you listen to this video 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times and remind yourself not to do these things to save your relationship and save your marriage. Believe me, if you stop doing these things, if you are doing them, you stop doing these uncouth behaviors, this will what? Heal you, heal your relationship, heal your marriage. Husband, if you uncouth, you're treating your wife with uncouth behavior, all these things that we just talked about, you're the guilty one, okay? Please don't do that. Save your relationship with your wife. Don't belittle her. Don't do these heavy sights. Don't do all these things. Listen to this video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 times. Let it get into your thick skull not to be an uncouth man. So if your wife is if your husband, if your wife is uncouth, Y'all sit down and listen to this video together. Wife, if your husband is uncouth, y'all sit down and listen to this video or share them the link so they can sit here and examine themselves and say, yeah, maybe I am the uncouth one. Maybe I'm the one with the problem. So please, please listen to what I said, because uncouth behavior can and will cause separation and perhaps even a divorce. So whatever you do, don't be uncouth. And please remember, if you like this video, please subscribe, because we got more videos. I got more videos to come out just for your enjoyment, just to help you think about things and to give you what? Conversations to talk about with your husband, your wife, family members, or friends when it comes to relationships, marriage, long-term relationship, and partnerships, and with your children, which is a family unit. So please, y'all, share this video. If you have an uncouth friend, share this video with them. Don't tell them they are uncouth now. You just share this video and they'll find out on their own that they're uncouth, okay? Or they may know someone that is uncouth, or perhaps they may think this video is interesting, or they have an uncouth partner. But uncouth is bad. Don't you be the guilty one. Thank y'all. Have a wonderful day wherever you are.